and we're doing a short review between the PDP PSVita Trigger Grips and the CTA Digital PSVita hand grips. So this PDP was $4 on sale, while this CTA was about $10 on sale. They're both designed to hold the PS Vita. This is the first generation PS Vita, not the slim version that came out this year in the US in 2014. So they're just there to give you grip, but the PDP also gives you these triggers that are supposed to mimic the PS4 trigger button. So the main reason that I purchased this was just because my hands do get a little bit cramped trying to hold the PS Vita. You see it doesn't fit into the palm of my hand, so I have to balance it just on the tips of my fingers, which can be intrusive to gaming, just because this back is also a touch screen controller. So I'm going to try to slip this in the case. I'm going to have to put the camera down at some point, but you can see there's a cutout for the camera. This case is pretty thin. It's curved up on the top and bottom here. And all you do is slide it in from the top first, so you can see it catches there. And then you pop the corners in, and it clicks in pretty hard. And it looks like this. Doesn't add much of any girth to it. And it also has the problem compared to the CTA where the palms, the grips don't go all the way into your hand. It's just a slight extension of not even a full inch. Now the trigger still doesn't really do much for the PS Vita, because even though it looks like a trigger, it's not as pressure sensitive as the PS Vita, where you can see it, curving down, and you can get different gradients of pressure sensitivity. On the PS Vita, if you push down just a little bit, it doesn't roll forward, it just goes straight down. And on the PS Vita, it's pretty much just on or off, so there's really no point in having gradient there. It just gives you a feel of a PlayStation 4 controller, but does actually nothing in the game. So you could probably tell this is not my favorite grip for the PS Vita. It just doesn't add much to the experience, and it's still hard to hold. So let me pop this out. You just push down on the bottom here, and it should slide right out. Maybe we won't have to cut this video. So on the CTA Digital PS Vita hand grip, you just slide the PlayStation Vita in, but this bottom latch actually slides. There's a lock, unlock, slider button here that you can slide up and down. So if you slide it up, it unlocks. It actually pulls out. Let me focus here. So then you can put the PS Vita in, and then push this latch back so that you can hold the PS Vita firmly before you hit the lock button and lock it down. And I've actually, it looks pretty flimsy. If you look up here, the lip that holds the PS Vita in place, I don't know if I can get this to focus, the lip is barely there. It's just a millimeter of plastic, same as the bottom. It almost just grips this aluminum border for the PS Vita. There's no other grips along the sides, but it holds it very securely. I've walked around swinging this around. The PS Vita's never popped off, and the good thing with the CTA Digital is that the grip goes all the way into your hand. You can hold it firmly. There's actually a grip, so calling it a grip makes sense. And it's a little bit sharp. The edges do not, well, they do taper into a sharp edge here, but there's a curvature where you hold it on the back. You can see there's a, let me focus again. There's a curvature here so your fingers can have a place to rest. There's a cutout for the camera. The entire back touchpad is open for use. There's even space for a lanyard if you want to put one there. There's space for you to press down on the triggers. There's nothing interfering with it there. It's just a well-designed grip, with the only problem being that it's a little bit hard on the edges. But I much prefer the CTA Digital over the PDP triggers, even though this is about twice in price over the PDP. These are both available on Amazon right now, directly through Amazon or third-party sellers. And that's my review of the grips for the PS Vita first generation.